So, good day everyone, and most especially to you, Ms. Lopez. So, we are the group 1, and our topic for today is all about Freud's theory and Jean Piaget's cognitive theory. So, I am the first supporter. I am Shalbert Michael Casitas with my co-members Jocelyn Bisin, John Deep Cabillon, Jefferson Bacalso, and Jemuel Alpeche. So let's go first to Sigmund Freud's psychoanalytic theory. So Sigmund Freud's psychoanalytic theory of personality argued that human behavior was the result of the interaction of three components part of the mind: the id, ego, and the superego. So the Freudian components of personality's id is ruled by the pleasure. So meaning to say it cares only about immediate self-gratification, does not care about the feeling, and does not care about others. So second is we have the ego. It's ruled by the reality principles. So you can't always get what you want. So meaning to say it takes a tremendous amount of psychic energy to help suppress its urges. So the last one is the superego. It is works on perfection principle. It incorporates the values and morals of society which we are learned from one's parents and others. So meaning to say, it provides guidelines for making a judgment. So example of these traits is Ed. So I want to eat the chocolate. So in the ego, she eat a small bar of chocolate. So the super ego is I am on a super diet. So let us proceed to the topography of mind, the unconscious mind. It includes all the memories that one is unable to bring to conscious awareness. So meaning to say events and experiences that are easily remembered or retrieved are considered to be within one's awareness. So the second is the unconscious mind. It includes everything that we are aware of it. This is the aspect of our mental processing that we can think and talk about rationally. Third is the preconscious mind. It includes all memories that may have been forgotten or not in present awareness, but with attention can be recalled into consciousness. So these aspects are dynamic and always interesting to influence an individual's overall personality and behavior. A person who has good ego strength can effectively manage these pressures, while a person with too much or too little ego strength can unyielding or disruptive. So next reporter is Jefferson Bacalso.
Hello everyone, we will be going to discuss to you, me and my partner Jimwell, the Piaget's theory of cognitive development. Piaget's theory identifies four developmental stages and the processes by which children progress through them. These are the four stages. The first one is the sensory motor stage from birth to 24 months. The second one is the pre-operational stage, 2 to 7 years old. And the third one is concrete operational stage, age 7 to 11 years old. And the fourth and the last one of Piaget's theory of cognitive development is the formal operational stage, age 11 to 15 years old. Now, Jimbo, he will be going to discuss to you the sensory motor and the pre-operational stage.
So the first stage, according to Piaget's theory of cognitive development, is the sensory motor stage. So intelligence is demonstrated through motor activities without the use of symbols. Knowledge of the world is limited but developing because it is based on physical interaction and experiences. So in this stage, your child is hilig ayon na magdagandagan or layat because diri nga stage daghan pa kay sila og energy to do these things pero beneficial man sad na nila. So another example karon nga panahon hilig mo naman jud karon og kanang patan-awon sila og mga pangbata nga videos like videos sa Chuchu TV, baby ba sugon sa panadiha mga pangbata nga mga video. So at this stage igamit nila ilang mga senses to recall or to memorize sa tuno sa kanta or actions sa dance video. So your child's intelligence or knowledge mag-base na siya ug unsa ang naa sa iyong environment like unsa imong gipakita in the eyes of your child. So next is the pre-operational stage. So in this stage intelligence is demonstrated through the use of symbols. So this means they can think about things beyond the physical world, such as the things happened in the past. During the early pre-operational period, your child will begin to realize that words and objects are symbols for something else. So in this stage, your child can use word or object to get what they want or to pass the message gani for us adult. For example, mo-action ang imong bata nga pinahikap og tiyan. So it signifies nga gigutom siya or there is something nga gusto niyang kanon. So another thing is that kanang makita siya animals within personal or sa TV baron. Instead mosulti na siya sa name sa animals, ang isulti na niya is the sound of that animals because ma-recall man niya ang gi-input nga knowledge or maka-recall siya from the past nga iyang nakita sa video or any learning materials nga ginayuse. So let us be careful of what we show to our children or to our child because sa mata ng bata lahat ay tama. Thank you.
So hello guys, I'm back, and for Piaget's theory of cognitive development, the concrete, I will be discussing to you, I'll be the one to discuss to you the concrete operational stage and the formal operational stage. Now, concrete operational stage age 7 to 11 years old. There is the intelligence is demonstrated through logical and systematic manipulation of symbols to create object. Concrete operational stage, mao na ni ang third stage of Piaget's theory sa cognitive development. Mao ni ang last period, around 7 to 11 years of age. Ang gi-characterize ani nga development is development of organized and rational thinking. Now, it also internalized action part of organized structure. Kana ganing outlines how certain activities are directed into order nga ma-achieve ang goal. It also have the child with mentally carried out actions. It's about their brains. Example ani kay sorting sizes, shapes and colors and etc. I will give you some example. Sa sizes, example is naay glass of water, 2 glasses of water, tapos ang isa ka baso kay mas daghan og sulod, o niya ang imo ipa-identify niya kung asa mas daghan niya, asang mas gamay. I-test nimo siya if he or she can identify well. If maka-identify na siya, na siya sa concrete operational stage of development. Also, dapat kibaw po siya mutan siya sa na mas same amount ang water sa baso. Like, ibo siyang ginatest kung kibaw ba siya sa mass and volume. Like that. Naharay mga example sa YouTube. And it also, the child in this stage, her or his intelligence is demonstrated na through logical and systematic manipulation of symbols related to concrete objects. Iyang egocentric thought diminishes. Kanang egocentric, malesen ang iyang egocentric thought, guys. Kanang like, dili na siya maghuna-huna sa iyang kaugalingon ra without regard for the feelings or desires sa lain. and they are also they have operational thinking niya is na-develop na. Okay, I hope you kanang nag-gets rin niyo everyone. And now let's proceed on the formal operational stage ni Piaget, age 11 to 15 years old. Mao ni siya which ang intelligence is demonstrated through the logical use of symbols and related to abstract concept. Mao ni na stage yang napakita nagka-bright ang bata by the use of logical symbol nga nagrelate sa abstract. Example kanang which kanang she can able be relatively strategy sa game. Maka-apply siya kanang mga strategy sa game. Not only nga nakasabot ra siya sa rules but also she able to think abstract nga pamaagi kung unsaon niya pagdaog sa ilahang duwa. Like that. And next on the formal operational stage is kanang there could be a return to egocentric thought early in the period. But and also kanang many people kanang do not think formally during adulthood, and children formulate hypotheses by kanang taking concrete operations and generate hypotheses about logical relation. So next, John Day will be discussing to you the cognitive equilibrium and cognitive adaptation.
So, hi everyone. I am Jefferson Bacalso and I am the one who will report the Freud stages of personality development. So, in Freud's stages of personality development, we have these 5 stages, which are the oral, the anal, the phallic, latency, and the genital. So, let's start with oral. So, the oral started at birth to 2 years old. So, wherein the infant achieves gratification through oral activities such as feeding and thumb sucking. So, during a stage, no, ang mo-develop dari is ang pleasure through mouth sa kabata, wherein arina dari no, sa mga panginahanglan lang panitan gutumon sila sa kaning edad kay di pa jud ningon nga kusog mo kaon na kay sa birth to 2 years old, no, sagaran magtutoy pa man. So ari na diri magtutoy sila na ug kung dili na nila ma-met ang ilang mga needs. So during a stage, no, ari na mo gawas ang ilang mga habit like kanang mag thumb sucking, no, ari na magyup-yup na ang mga bata. So mao na ang result kung dili na ma-met ang mga needs diri nga stage. So next stage is the anal, which started from 2 to 3 years old. So the child learns to respond to some of the demands of the society such as houd and blood control, bowel. So during a stage, no, kaning anal stage, ari na ma-practice ang pagka independent sa usa ka bata or pagkalimpyado, no, kay kasagaran mo gud sa bata manghihi sa porol, manghihi sa igdaanan, no, pataka lag paggawa sa ilang hugaw. So dari nga stage kaning anal, ari na matugkan og buot ang usa ka bata, wherein mas pilion na nilang ipagawas ang ilang mga hugaw adto sa toilet, no. So mo na ang anal stage. And next is the phallic, no. It is started from 3 to 7 years old, no, wherein the child learns to realize the difference between males and females and becomes aware of sexuality. So during a stage, no, ang mo-develop ani is ang understanding sa usa ka bata, no, sa difference between sa male or sa female, no, diri na sila makasabot sa kalahian sa babae ug sa lalaki, no, kung makakita og baron sila bunguton ang usa ka tawo, no, maka-conclude din sila nga lalaki. Then makakita baron sila na Adam's apple, no? Makala di sila lalaki. So mo na diri ang phallic stage, no? We're in diri na mas masabtan na sa kabata ang kalahian sa babae o sa lalaki. So next is the latency. It started from 7 to 11 years old, wherein the child continues his or her development but sexual urges are relatively quiet. So diri nga stage, no, ang ilang sexual urge kay dili na kayo active. Pero ang active diri nga stage, no, ang mas mo develop diri nga stage kay ang ilang personal ang tawag gani ang physical activities, no, diri na mas mo develop ang ilang physical activities wherein mo active sila sa mga lain nga butang, no, like mga sports, larong pangkalye, no, ari nila mas mo active na sila diri kaysa sa sexual urges. So mo na ang latency. And so the last is the genital stage, no, it is started from 11 to adult. So the genital, no, it is the growing adolescent shakes off all dependencies and learns to deal with maturely with the opposite sex. So kaning genital stage, no, ari na magsugod ang maturity stage sa usa ka tawo, wherein mas mulawak ang ilang panghunahuna o ilang pagsabot sa mga butang, no? Like for example sa sex, no, na sila idea unsay mga cause and effect ang butang, o kung mas ma-develop na nila ang ilang mga kanang panghunahuna, no, mas ma-widen pa na nila later sa ilang umaabot or sa ilang mga umaabot nga edad, no, sa pagdako silang edad, ara na mas mature sila. So mao na ang genital stage. So that's all for Freud's stages of personality development.
Cognitive equilibrium. Balance between organization and adaptation. Always organized can lead to little or no growth. Equilibration. Piaget believed that all human thoughts seeks order and is uncomfortable with contradiction and inconsistency in knowledge structures. In other words, we seek equilibrium in our cognitive structures. Equilibrium occurs when a child's schemas can deal with most new information through assimilation. Cognitive adaptation allows the child to erect more and more cognitive structures through either assimilation and accommodation. Assimilation fit reality into current cognitive organization. Accommodation adjust cognitive organization to fit reality. Adaptation is the tendency to adjust to the environment. It is the process by which humans match the original experience and the new experience, and this may not fit together. According to Piaget, there are two processes that at work in cognitive development: assimilation and accommodation. According to Piaget, cognitive development occurs from two processes: adaptation and equilibrium. Adaptation involves the child's changing to meet situational demands. Adaptation involves two sub-processes, which is assimilation and accommodation. Assimilation is the application of previous concepts to new concepts. An example is the child who refers a whale is a fish. Accommodation is the altering of previous concept in the face of new information.
An example is the child who discovers that some creative living things in the ocean are not fish, and then correctly refers to a whale as a mammal. Equilibrium is the search for balance between self and the world, and involves the matching of the child's adaptive functioning to situational demands. Equilibrium keeps that infant moving along the development pathway, allowing him or her to make increasingly effective adaptation.